Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Fata Morgana. Let's continue our story of Requiem for Innocence and another sub-story called Fragment. So this episode is probably going to be one full episode of this. I'm not going to cut this probably. I've cut the Santo Delay before, and I feel like it should be actually one episode, even though the long one. So I'm not going to cut the fragments as well. Also, I just realized that after fragments, I will not go to the short stories, but I will have to go to the backstage first. So we're going to have backstage and then we're going to have short stories. I somehow haven't saw this one, but yeah. Anyway, let's just continue. Let's go to the fragments. Last time we had a perfect conclusion for the three of them, for Michelle, Morgana, and Giselle. But now, let's go to the fragment. Let's go. So, whose fragment it's going to be about? What kind of fragment? I mean, Echo had fragments. Oh! Okay. This is the Golden Land. I mean, the imaginary one that Jacopo saw before his death, basically. How he's showing Morgana the world. Oh, soundtrack of lyrics, yes. Okay. So is this going to be like fragmented dream of Jacopo or something? Anyway, so what's on the agenda for the day? What I want to do? Wait, are you talking to yourself? There isn't anything in particular. Don't give me that look. Oh yeah, okay. I think this is with Jacopo, yeah. I don't know what people do for recreation, because unlike someone, I didn't live a life of leisure and luxury. Jacopo going to Golden Land is my favorite part of Fata Morgana. Yeah, that's right. I'm dreadfully boring person. I imagine you would regret bringing such a dull girl with you. No option. Why is that, like... Why even Fata Morgana have options with one option? Not in the slightest. If you say so. Also, this is interesting that we don't have like any dialogue from Jacopo here. Only Morgana. It's like he cannot hear himself. But you choose what we are doing today, alright? Huh? You want me to sing? I don't mind. What are you laughing about? You didn't think I would agree? Okay, fine, I won't sing. Pupito guys won't change my mind either. That's that, I'm not going to sing. Alone, that is. Oh my god. Yes, you are singing with me. Go find someone who has a lute and ask to borrow it. Yeah. You don't get a say in the matter. Okay. You did ask to borrow that, right? And got permission. Jesus. None of the shenanigans you pulled at the festival. We need to remain on good terms with everyone if we're going to live here. Well, good. I'm glad you could manage that much. At some point, if we're going to do this again, you should purchase your own, so you don't have to borrow one. It would certainly make things simpler, wouldn't it? Next time a merchant is in town, if they are selling a lute, buy it. Well, they can be expensive, probably. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. As long as it's strings capable of making music, that's adequate. And if it's out of tune, you can tune it. You can at least manage that, can't you? Wow, he's dissing Jacopo so much. I really like their interactions though, between Jacopo and Morgana. Oh, look at that, they animated falling leaves here. Wow, that's nice. It's exactly how we described it all those many years ago. Fields of wheat as far as I can see, swirling back and forth like waves in an ocean of gold. I'd assumed that after all this time you would have lost your fondness for such rustic scenery, that you preferred bustling cities, heavily guarded fortresses and merchants peddling unusual wares. Yeah, he's been a lord and an asshole for the past few years. But it seems I was wrong. Thankfully. Huh? Yes, I'm quite fond of the areas like this. Also, I'm kinda confused, by the way. Like, I have a feeling like this Morgana is just like perfect imagination of Morgana from Jacopo. And this is just happening because Jacopo just wanted this. And what actually happened was actually the curse that Jacopo got like trapped in the eternal suffering, basically. Because there's no way like Morgana's soul would be like actually with him here and on like good terms. It's just like not happening. At this point of story, she just thought he's the lord and stuff, so I think like this is just like thing that Jacopo is just like having in his mind. And this is just his own. I'm kind of fond of areas like this. They're pleasant and relaxing. I wonder if this really is where my real father came from. I never told you this, but in my village I was revered as a saint. It will be explained at some point, maybe even in the game. Okay. Worshipped as the daughter of God. And to this day, a part of me still sees myself as such. You are just an ordinary girl. Maybe so. You've said so much so many times. I'm almost beginning to believe it. That is entirely on you, yes. If I truly am, then I have a father somewhere. One night I overheard my mother's muttering something. At the time I assumed that was just a dream, but if what she said was true, my father were a mere vagrant. A man whose face I never once saw, whose name I never heard. Would you like to meet him? Frankly, I'm not sure. I wouldn't know what to say even if I did. I forgot, like, why none of the guys actually spoke up that he's the father. I actually forgot if that was like addressed. That must be that was someone in the village, but we never get to know who. I think there was explanation why no one ever spoke up on this, but I'm not sure. You can remind me in the comments if that actually was the case. Okay. He might not even know I exist. I didn't sound like he had any interest in staying with my mother, which does not speak particularly well of his character. Maybe he wasn't in the village anymore. Okay, good point. Good point. Maybe he's just been traveling. If he had chosen to stay instead of abandoning her, then she wouldn't have had to lie about having a virgin birth. Maybe we could have been a normal family, and in the entire course of my life could have been different. What? Why is that your first reaction? You're not going to hunt him down and give him a piece of your mind? No. Any form of violence is forbidden. Okay. Okay. I just had like cursed idea that is like impossible basically because of like the age of the characters. But imagine this. Jacopo being Morgana's real father. That would be cursed as fuck. Not even if it's for my sake. Too many people have been hurt already. Which isn't to say I don't understand what you meant. When you said the world would trample all over you if you didn't have the strength to fight back. As children, we're both helpless to fight back against the cruel world. But I stand by what I said, no more. I once believed you to be a weak man, but I've realized I was mistaken. I now know you have more than enough strength, enough to take the lives of countless men. Some part of me always knew, but that's all the more reason I don't want you to hurt anyone else ever again, to take any more lives. Alright, I won't. I mean, you are dead, so yeah, you will not. You swear it? I will have no choice but to deem you utterly irredeemable if you break that promise, understood? What? No, that doesn't mean I think you presently have redeeming qualities. Have you lost your mind? Honestly, this is not the time for the silly do you like me games. Don't tell me you're waiting for an answer. I'm very confused. I really thought like this is like just like Morgana imaginary, like the being imagined by Jacopo, but she feels and sounds like part of her soul actually is here talking to Jacopo. Maybe the part that is not cursing him. So basically the white girl. But she takes appearance of Morgana because he's more familiar with this appearance. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure anymore. Because you are never getting one. What? Fine, if you want to know what I think so badly. No, I don't much care for you. Heh. Oh yes, so I was wondering, other towns celebrate this midsummer as well, yes? Other towns celebrate midsummer as well, yes? I see. So it's fairly standard summertime tradition? Huh? If you asked me to go, I would not object. What? Yes, I'm not particularly fond of the commotion, but it's still a unique experience. There were no such festivals in the village where I was born. It was so small, there was little in the way of entertainment to speak of. Perhaps I was the entertainment? Ooh, yikes. A real saint appearing would indeed be the cause for celebration. Life in the Lord's custody was miserable, but I'm not sure it would have been much different had I stayed. Maybe getting out was ultimately better for me. It was hardly all good times by any stretch of the imagination, but it did allow me to experience a more normal world. Oh, there you go again. I've long since tried of hearing you go on about ambitions. Yes, I know. My definition of normal is too improvised for you. I've heard it dozens of times now. Yeah, normal for you is not normal for most of people, basically. But this is what I know. So climb down with your high horse and adjust. I'm not so accommodating a girl as to unconditionally support you in your endless endeavors to climb up and up and up. In fact, I intend to kick you back down anytime you start trying. Jesus! What are you, Rusauka? Like, pull down from stars to mud? Anyone watched Yasira? So keep yourself in check. I used to think I don't have any right to interfere with your dreams. She is the witch after all. That's a good point. She is the witch. But now I will be doing everything in my power to stand in her way. Keep that in mind. Then I will just have to find a new dream. Excuse me? So we're going to look for a different way to be a fool then? Did you hear a single word I said? Every single one, yes. Why do I even bother? So, what madness is brewing in that hollow school of yours now? I'm going to win your heart. Okay, bold of you. That was even worse than I imagined. You are possibly the world's biggest fool. Oh, what is it now? You want me to call you by your name? Why would I waste my breath? Listen to how many times I'm saying your name. You are not yourself today. You're never so forward. It's not right. Perhaps you ate something moldy. Besides, your name is just another word. It's nothing to get so worked up about. What are you, child? Disappointed? I'm not what you thought? Interesting. I never said that. I'm not going to call you by your name, understood? For heaven's sake. Let's change the subject, okay? The way you're silently staring at me makes my skin crawl. So, the lute, I would like you to teach me how to play the lute. Okay, change the subject. Why? Is there something wrong with me wanting to know how to play? I suppose it is, unusual perhaps. I never had a chance to learn much of anything though. I know little of how people normally entertain themselves. So I want you to catch me up on what I missed. Aw, that's weird. And don't get upset if I'm a slow study. You do have an impossibly short fuse after all. Something else, let's see. You know how to fish, don't you? You would go to the river sometimes, as I recall. We still don't know much about this area. Perhaps there are rivers or lakes nearby? So teach me how to do that too. Okay. This is actually pretty cool, I like it. Spending more time in like mundane things, basically, and doing stuff together. Which has always been like reserved to not doing like anything really with Jacopo in the game. In the time when they're still alive. So is this actually like part of Morgana's soul? Maybe? Alright. Come on, don't just stare at me. And do you know any other word than okay? Good heavens. Will you say my name? That's not, I mean Jacopo. You don't know when to give up, do you? Is that important to you? I don't want you to forget. Ah. I don't want you to forget me again. Oh, wow. Going for the Lord thing. Jacopo, like, you kind of changed in the way like no one would fucking recognize you. It's not on her that she forgot about you. It's on you. I want you to forget what I look like. You looked like the Barnier and you behaved like one, so... The sound of my voice. Okay, you may sound different, I guess. What do I feel about you? Well, you showed it in very bad ways when you saw her later. Yeah. I don't want you to forget what we talked about. And what kind of man I was. From before the Barnier, I assume. Or all the time we shared together. Does it count the time when you were in the tower with her, taking her blood? Because you said all the time. Please, don't forget me. Oh yeah, she will not forget you. Oh yeah, you are going to be cursed for the eternity. By That was sweet overall. Nice talk, Jacopo. Nice try. Why would you ask me that now? I was hoping to hear that before we were alive. Yeah. If I had remembered, would anything have been any different? That was my question when we played Requiem, the first story with them. That was my question as well. If she would remember that this is Jacopo, would anything happen? Would Jacopo just let her go? Like, she would be just like wake up from from being kidnapped, and she would be like, "Oh, Jacopo, what the fuck?" Would anything be different? Maybe? She would survive, I guess. Maybe that would be different? Could we have not ended up so far down the wrong path? If I had gone and found you, also that, yeah, you never even thought about going back and trying to search. And so is Jacopo. Like, until he became the Lord, he never thought about searching for her. He always thought she's dead. Like, it's like fault on both of you. Would that have stopped you from becoming what you did? No, forget it. It's not worth thinking about. Can I hug you? Aww. Pardon? You don't need to ask for permission for every little thing. You've always been like that. I always asked permission or had me initiate any kind of physical contact. Except when you would put that ointment on my face, that is. Even that morning when you carried me home, you wouldn't just pick me up. You made me climb onto your back. And that was one of the best episodes. And dialogue. Because I promised I wouldn't touch you without permission. Huh, that's a good point. He did say that in the very beginning. When he saved her and she woke up in the brothel. I think he said that back then. Maybe. You actually kept that ancient promise for all those years. Is there no end to your stupidity? I swear. Someone needs to come up with a new words to describe you. Do as you please. Look at you, a grown man shaking like a fawn. Sometimes I can tell if you have a heart of stone or of glass. I suppose I'm not terribly different in that regard. Unable to even speak my heart unless there's no one else around. Unable to face you except through this childish fantasy. Not even able to show any vulnerability. Oh, this is not Jacopo's side. Oh, wait. Unable to speak my heart as there's no one else around. Face to accept through this childish fantasy. This is a Morgana imagining Jacopo. This is not Jacopo imagining Morgana. Morgana makes up all the answers here. The things we're clicking, this is what Morgana thinks that Jacopo... She wants Jacopo to say. Oh, this is other ways around. She's alone here. That's why she can speak like that. And this is just a fantasy. Oh, okay. That's why we don't hear Jacopo at all. Because she can hear him only in her mind. Okay, this is clever. Holy crap. Not even able to show any vulnerability. You once said, who knows how many years ago, that being this close has the effect of making us more open. Well, I despise you more than anything in this vast world. You showed me happiness, and then showed me the depths of despair. I have no idea what to do with you. So I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. What other choice did I have? And yet you are still lingering after I released your soul. This is after Fata Morgana. So this is Morgana's soul after the original game. After you released your soul, you went and put on a new set of shackles. What was even the point? Tell me, how many times have you tried to grasp at this illusion? How many times have you punished yourself? I suppose, if you want to think, I'm just part of your illusion, I won't stop you. This whole realm is an impossibly idealistic fantasy. That's fine, it makes it easier for me to say this. I do regret some of what I did. That I misdirect my anger. Oh yes, I still revile you, of course. But even more so, I'm heartbroken. How did it end up like that? So far gone, so irreversibly off the path. It was my words that ultimately pushed you over the edge, wasn't it? I want to make amends. So, I don't need your atonement. Okay, there's another possibility. Jacopo is actually here, but not like as Jacopo, but just his soul, and he cannot speak actually. So she's like seeing like a ghost or something maybe, and Jacopo just shackled himself to this fantasy because she wants to keep punishing himself or something. So this is similar to what Didier did in Fata Morgana, like he shackled himself to the mansion that was not Morgana doing. So he's free from Morgana curse, but he still cursed himself. In a way. And basically, he's in the environment that he never actually can acquire. So he's seeing the things that he never will get. Or something. I don't need your atonement. I told you already. It's all done. No curses, no forgiveness. Nothing more between us ever again. Why then? Why I'm here talking to you? It's foolish. We're hopeless fools, the both of us. But it's not my fault. This realm is overflowing with so much warmth. I can't hold back everything I've kept locked away all those centuries. But in the end, I just feel wretched about it all. I would have rather never remembered. We spent our lives trying so hard to suppress those memories, fighting against our pasts, just as we're doing now. Alright, that's quite enough. Would you please let go of me now? Hello? I said let go. Let go of me. I love you. And I hate you. I will never feel anything but hatred for you. There's nothing left in my heart but that. That is simply me showing pity for a pathetic lost soul. I was never able to let go of you. Maybe you should have said that back then, yeah. I suppose you couldn't have. I had someone else to lead my way. All you could do was sit back and watch me go. You were never one who could cry in front of others or hold onto someone for support. You had to rely on the sad fantasy to bring yourself to hold me. There truly is no hope for you. So, what now? Are you just going to stay here all alone for the rest of eternity? Many ages ago, when I was still a child, I looked up to you. I might even had some fondness for you. What? Perhaps so. Perhaps that would have been better if we had done this sooner. I want you to forget everything I've said. This is a realm where none of those terrible things ever happened, isn't it? So I'd like to indulge in this childish dream for a little while longer. Will you finally calm down? Act smug all you want, I saw everything. I know good and well just how sad a man you truly are. Yeah. Ah, someone's waving at us in the distance. Okay. Who? Who is in this realm? I'm not particularly good with strangers. But the people in this land are all so kind. Okay. And you will be holding my hand, won't you? Of course, let's go. Yes, let us be off, Jacopo. Yeah. She said his name! I just realized! She said his name! Aww. Actually sweet. Rather than showing you the world, one day, someday I'd like to bring you somewhere where your body and spirit can rest easy. Notice the atonement for my sins. But because I want to see it too. This is nice actually. Wow. That was actually better than I thought. Holy crap. That was nice. And we have new background now because of this. Sweet. I like these fragments. I'm a little bit confused still, like what exactly is here, but so this is like after Fata Morgana, and it's like fragments of both of their souls being here basically, I think. So they're both actually here. And Jacopo is probably not being able to speak and stuff. Because his soul is like too torn up basically from everything he did before. This is the side story from his perspective, maybe? I'm not sure. A little bit confusing about whose perspective it is, but overall it's been pretty sweet. It's been kinda... Actually, yeah, it's just been sweet. It's been nice. So change the dream from showing the world to show her the place to rest. This is nice. Okay, so that's it for this episode, I guess. That's been a very short episode of Fata Morgana today. Actually, it's 30 minutes, so yeah, a bit shorter than usual, but hey, sometimes we have shorter episodes. And next time we're going to go to the backstage and we're going to see what is there. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about fragments? Did you like the outcome and the conclusion basically for Jacopo and Morgana? Because this is like, yeah, like an outcome after the original game, so we got to see their like last meeting, I would say, after Morgana's soul got freed. This is cool. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the backstage, so thank you once again. Click that like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and you can become a member if you would like to support me and see the episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and from Pocket Watch, let's gang out.